Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learnard back once again. In this YouTube astrological segment, I'm going to be giving you my Libra July 2018 horoscope forecast. And yes, this does apply and pertain to the sun, moon, and ascendant. Anyway, people, first thing up is, as far as July goes, the sun will be in Cancer from the 1st until the 22nd. So the 10th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. So at this time, there could be a strong focus, concentration of energy, attention on one's career, reputation, public image, authority figures, the dominant parent, notoriety, recognition, success, and it could be done, given that this is Cancerian energy we're talking about, done with Cancerian like tenacity, emotion, sensitivity, with a lot of intuition perhaps, or at least some intuition as well. Set reasons for safety and security, nurturing energy, and very protective. You may be more protective of the dominant parent, which is often the father, than usual, and perhaps even maybe people that are prominent in your career at this time as well. So anyway, well, the next thing up is, as far as July goes, the sun will be in Leo from the 22nd until the 31st. So the 11th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. So at this time, there could be a strong focus, concentration of energy and attention put on friends, acquaintances, goals, aspirations, one's future, groups, clubs, and organizations as well. And given this is Leo energy, you might be doing this with a lot of Leo-like pride and taking dignity, and with a lot of Leo ferocity as well, and really, and maybe even Leo-like and near inexorable, indefatigable energy in a very untiring manner, perhaps, and also done with a lot of generosity. You might be expressing a lot more magnanimous and generous energy with your friends and acquaintances at this time than usual. Done with a lot of confidence and self-assuredness as well. And sometimes, in some cases, maybe some extravagance, and also with a lot of courage and fortitude, and maybe perhaps even especially approaching your future in that manner as well, and your goals and aspirations especially. Anyway, next thing up is there will be a partial solar eclipse in Cancer on July 12th, so the 10th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. So at this time, remember that solar eclipses are like new moons, but perhaps I see them as more amplified, more powerful, and can even have life-altering effects, and the impact that this has can be of a more sustained, protracted period as opposed to a regular new moon. This could be a time where you might embark on, it could be a new Cancerian career, such as catering, cooking, culinary, something with culinary, working in some kind of restaurant, laundry work, real estate, some kind of home renovation or improvement, home business, or something with water, such as we're doing lifeguard work or oceanography. And this could be something that could be a very monumental change, as opposed to like a new moon, which, you might, in some cases with a regular new moon, you might start some kind of new career that might not last necessarily as long, but this could be more of a monumental, life-altering change, and it could even be some kind of, in some cases, you may meet a new a Cancerian person that might have a strong impact on your public image, your notoriety, and your career choice. Really might, and maybe with your career to some degree, in some capacity. It could be a Cancer, Sun, Moon, or Ascendant, or simply one that embodies Cancerian characteristics. It could be a new period where you tenaciously work to improve your stature in life, your career, getting recognition, and also, too, maybe even a new period of showing sympathy and protective energy towards the dominant parent, which is often the father, which could really, in some ways, might be very life-altering for you. So, anyway, well, the next thing up is there will be a full moon lunar eclipse in Aquarius on July 27th. So the 5th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted for Libra. At this time for Libra, when we're talking, I mean, first of all, we're talking about a full moon lunar eclipse. I mean, it's like a lunar eclipse is like a full moon, except it could be more amplified, it could be more powerful, and more inflated. It could have a more of a life-altering effect and have a stronger impact on the person in contrast to an actual regular full moon. This could be a time where you might become full, tired, exasperated, perhaps at a child, a romantic partner that might be acting somewhat bizarre, unusual. Maybe their idiosyncratic behavior is finally something you've had enough of. Also, too, this could be in some cases the completion or culmination of an Aquarius-like thing of enjoyment or hobby, such as something with electronics or computers, aerospace. It could even be with model rocketry in some cases, something connected with innovation. It could be where maybe you did something that might even be innovative that is completed, but it was something that you strongly enjoyed, and it was something that you really had a lot of love for, so to speak. And also, too, this could be a time where you might inject a lot of full, selfless humanitarian energy into a love relationship, into maybe a connection with a child at this time, or maybe with people that you might share some kind of hobby or creative interest with. And also, too, I mean, when you're talking about a full moon, really lunar eclipse, I mean, this could be a very strong, powerful revelation or unveiling. It could be about some kind of unusual gambling situation. Maybe that's unveiled at this time, or something bizarre or unorthodox connected with a child or romantic partner. In some cases, or some kind of unusual thing of enjoyment that comes out of the bag at this time that you didn't maybe you didn't really want to come out, or maybe you just decided it was suppressed for so long that you decided to let it out at this point in time. So anyway, next thing up is Mercury will be in Leo, so the 11th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. It will be retrograde from like the 26th until the 31st of the month. So anyway, this could be a time where you might speak with a lot of authority and conviction to your friends, your acquaintances, people that you know that are in groups or clubs or organizations, and also talking with a lot of self-assuredness and confidence in matters pertaining to your goals, your aspirations, and your future at this time. Given that it's retrograde, it could be a period too where you might be reviewing in terms of maybe friends and acquaintances who you're extroverted and gregarious with. Are you showing enough gregariousness with those people, or maybe not quite enough at this time? And two, at this time, remember that Mercury can also be connected with siblings as well, and even neighbors. And it could be where you might be dealing with some Leo siblings or neighbors even. They could be Leo, Sun, Moon, Ascendant people, or simply ones that embody Leo-like characteristics that might be figuring more prominently in terms of maybe your future plans, your goals, your aspirations, and maybe even some groups and clubs that you may be interested in joining at this time. So anyway, well, the next thing up is Venus will be in Leo as far as July goes, from like the 1st until the 9th. So when you're looking, as far as this goes, this could be about extravagant and exorbitant spending, perhaps on friends, acquaintances. It could be matters connected with your future. Perhaps also valuing extroversion and gregariousness with friends, with acquaintances, people that you are involved in some kind of group or club or organization at this time. Also, too, the way this could pan out if you're unattached this time, Libra, that you may be, you might connect with a Leo, Sun, Moon, or Ascendant, or one that simply embodies Leo-like characteristics in some kind of club or group or organization. It could be somebody that maybe was a friend at one time and things have escalated, or maybe even an acquaintance that you might have known and it evolves into something stronger. And also, too, I mean, this could be really, when you're talking about really, you're talking about also loving maybe your friends in that platonic way, of course, with a lot of that Leo-like ferocity at this time. So, and also the enjoyment of entertainment with these people, with your friends at this time as well. So, anyway. The next thing up is Venus will be in Virgo as far as July goes, from like the 9th until the 31st. So the 12th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. In some cases, this can be a clandestine affair, perhaps with a Virgo sun, moon, or ascendant, or one that embodies Virgo-like characteristics. Could be also manifest perhaps in spending frugally, due to financial limitations and restrictions at this time. Also, perhaps the enjoyment of something health-related in solitude and seclusion, such as working out vigorously and exercising. And also about really valuing perhaps being of service to those that are less fortunate, and being very timely and punctual with those people. If you say you're going to do something at a certain time for them, you're more likely at this time to be very precise and punctual in terms of being there on time for those people. In some cases, this could be where a Virgo, a sun, moon, ascendant, or one that embodies Virgo-like characteristics might be driving you figuratively crazy, since we're talking about the 12th house. 12th house is connected with mental illness. So, and it could be a time too where maybe a Virgo love might dissipate for some time being. Remember that in 12th house could be about our restrictions and limitations, and might be a little harder to express matters of the heart at this time than usual. And especially, I mean, Virgo being a shy sign, of course. So anyway, well, the next thing up is Mars will be in Aquarius at this time, and it will be retrograde. The 5th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. At this time for Libra, there could be more contentious, acrimonious situations going on with a romantic partner, with children at this time. Perhaps somebody that you're, could be someone you're involved with, some kind of speculative situation, or in some cases it could be someone in a gambling situation, or someone that you share a hobby or creative endeavor with. It could be a time too where you might be becoming angry and incensed over perhaps idiosyncratic, bizarre, unusual behavior from a child, from a romantic partner, from someone maybe you're having some superficial kind of fling with, so to speak. And also, it could be about a time too where you might, this could be about, remember that it's going to be retrograde. So you could be going back to some, putting energy into some kind of Aquarius thing of enjoyment or hobby, such as something with electronics, computers. It could be something even, astronomy, aerospace, radio control hobby. It could be something with model rockets in some cases. And even something where you might be doing something that's innovative or inventive, or putting energy into something that might be something unusual that you enjoy. It might be like bungee cord jumping or something. And also too, I mean, given that it's retrograde, you could be also going back to maybe some sexual or superficial fling maybe you had with an Aquarius sun, moon, or ascendant, or simply one that embodies Aquarius-like characteristics. And also being retrograde, remember that this could be about, I mean, as I've talked about in previous videos about Aquarius, I mean, in Mars retrograde in general, this could be about inflicting harm on oneself, and as opposed to directing it outward. Remember, retrograde is more inward, so just I would be really careful as far as lovers and children go, maybe even people that you do fun things of amusement and fun with at this time, and maybe share some kind of creative endeavor with, because this could be about maybe inflicting harm on oneself in some kind of bizarre or unusual manner. So anyway, Next thing up is Jupiter will be in Scorpio still. The second house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. It will be retro from the 1st until like the 10th of the month. And during this time, well, this could be about a lot of luck and fortune through making maybe some kind of transformation and metamorphosis, connecting with your values and generating income at this time. In some cases, it could be about going beyond subterfuge and the superficial in matters connected, maybe with somebody that is at the place where you generate income. It could be, in some cases, remember Jupiter in Scorpio could be about unveiling of secrets, and given its retrograde, you could be going back to maybe finding some kind of lost possession or item, or maybe money at this time that had been missing for some time, and maybe now it's finally unveiled, and it could be a fortuitous period for that. Also, too, I mean, this could also be looking at this. I mean, given that it's going to be retrograde for certain for about a third of the month, could be during that time. It could be about reviewing a profound philosophy over one's self-worth and self-esteem in matters of a monetary nature at this time as well. So anyway. The next thing, well, also too, what I want to get is Jupiter and Scorpio, and you're talking about the second house. One last thing with that, this could also be showing enthusiasm and exuberance, perhaps doing something Scorpio-like to make money, and also could be very beneficial given you're talking about Jupiter, energy, planet, luck, and fortune. It could be something with locksmithing, occult, supernatural, astrological work, magic, alchemy, some kind of investigation, recycling, something that would be Scorpio related. So embalming. Anyway, next thing up is Saturn will be in Capricorn, and it will be retrograde. The 4th house will be emphasized and highlighted at this time for Libra. Well, the way this could pan out, this could be about dealing with restrictions, limitations, perhaps in home and family life. It could be maybe some limitations getting maybe in touch maybe with your roots, perhaps, or maybe just simply working laboriously and consistently to find them. Also, too, the way this could manifest is you might be taking care of a debilitated or sickly family member at this time, or simply one you feel close to home with. Also, too, this could be as well talking about maybe working hard, I mean connected, maybe things at home. It could be something where you're doing some at-home work or some kind of repair work where you're working laboriously. And also, too, this could be a period, too, about maybe just where you're experiencing some kind of despondency or feeling melancholy regarding things at home, and maybe even working laboriously and consistently toward getting ready for that latter part of your life period, such as working hard to save up money to put so you have something for, like, say, your retirement period. And also, given it's going to be retrograde, this could be about reviewing perhaps serious responsibilities to the home, your family life, maybe into foundations as well, and even traditions at this time. Next thing up is Uranus will be in Taurus. So the 8th house will be emphasized and highlighted. So at this time, well, this could manifest perhaps in making maybe some kind of transformation, perhaps through, I mean, something Uranus-like, electronic or computer means, such as some kind of workout program where you're using very high-tech equipment. This could also be about maybe the formulation maybe of new ways for you to make money and generate income. That could be also tied in maybe to helping you pay off something connected with some kind of debts or insurance matters, perhaps, or even some unpaid taxes. And it could be dealing with some kind of unusual crisis at this time as well. And it could be, well, I mean, perhaps Taurus friendships, or simply friends that embody Taurus-like characteristics, ones perhaps that are very persistent, loyal, and steadfast, may figure strongly in you making some kind of major change or transformation, or helping you deal with some kind of crisis, and also maybe provide that moral and emotional support you may need. Anyway, next thing up is Neptune will be in Pisces, so the 6th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. At this time for Libra, well, this could be a time where you might be experiencing maybe some kind of mysterious illness. It could be about the dissipation and dissolving of one's health, unfortunately, or there's some kind of something connected with some debilitation you have that might be nebulous or unclear. It could be something that could be some accidental chemical assimilation, such as radon in the home, for as an example, something with drugs or alcohol, an inadvertent chemical spill at work maybe causes an accident, and especially if this is making, like, say, an adverse aspect to your natal Mars, because Mars, of course, is connected with accidents. It could be where maybe an aunt or uncle might be nebulous or unclear at this time. And also, too, though, you might be doing something work, employment related that might be Neptune-like. It could be something with the metaphysical, which includes astrology, chemistry, photography, even something with illusion or special effects as well. And you might be dealing with a lot more chaos and confusion in your daily routine, more so than usual. In some cases, this could reflect the disappearance of some kind of a pet, perhaps, or maybe someone prominent in your health or your work life, or someone that you provide service to at this time. So anyway, well, the next thing up is Pluto will be in Capricorn, so the 4th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. So at this time for Libra, I mean, in some cases, I mean, I know you don't want me saying the dreaded D word, but I'm going to do it anyway. This could reflect an actual literal death of a family member at this time, sometimes the less dominant parent, which is often the mother or someone that you simply feel close to home with. This could also be about the obliteration, and sometimes in literal cases, of a home. It could be through some natural disaster, such as a tornado or flood or what have you. Also, this could reflect some power struggles on the home front at this time. It could be about digging deep into matters with your roots at this time and traditions. You might be seeing a family member might be exhibiting some kind of obsessive or compulsive issues right now. You may be at a point where you might be ready to destroy or obliterate certain foundations and maybe start some new ones, because remember that Pluto can be about destruction, but it's also about rebirth and regeneration as well. And you might even be dealing with some kind of manipulation in matters connected with a family member at this time. And maybe in some cases too, the way this can manifest and pan out, that crisis situations might strongly impact your emotional security at this time. So anyway, well, the next thing up is the North Node will be in Leo. So the 11th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. So this could be a time where you may be dealing with a rather bombastic, arrogant, domineering, flamboyant, or overbearing friend or acquaintance. It could be an issue you may have to confront or address at this time. Also about being directed towards showing a lot of courage and fortitude, confidence and self-assuredness toward your aspirations, your goals, and your future, and approaching your future in this manner. In some cases too, you might be more prone to be more extravagant in matters with your friends, with your acquaintances, generous even if it's simply of your time, and putting more of yourself into matters with groups and clubs and organizations at this time than usual. Also getting attention, being praised and lauded by your friends, your acquaintances, the people that you know at this time for your efforts. And it might be more of a time when you want to be more lauded and recognized for what you're doing for them. So anyway, And also, too, one last thing I want to get with about the North Node in Leo and the 11th house, it could be a time, too, where you might be deciding to do something Leo-related as a form of an aspiration or goal. It could be something connected with entertainment, doing work with children, something of a creative endeavor at this time, something that might could be acting or doing something in the entertainment field at this time. So anyway, or even working as a cardiologist in some cases, something that's connected with the heart. Anyway, next thing up is the Black Moon Lilith will still be in Capricorn. So the 4th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. So at this time for Libra, well, when you're talking about the Black Moon Lilith, it could reflect what could put one in a strong state of fear and trepidation. In this case, it could be about perhaps relinquishing some kind of authority you have on the home front, or maybe someone that you feel close to home with. And also, too, it could also be about the revelation or unveiling of a formidable Capricorn adversary, one that might be a Capricorn sun, moon, or ascendant, or simply one that embodies Capricorn-like characteristics. It could be somebody prominent in your home life, a family member, someone you're close to home with, somebody in a 4th house profession, and it could be where somebody, a family member, might be showing some very tyrannical, overambitious, cold, callous qualities at this time. And when you're talking about the Black Moon Lilith, it could be about the unveiling or revelation of something that you didn't want out of the bag, so to speak, but for whatever reason it does come out. And this could be about a very maybe a negative, maybe pessimistic outlook that might be affecting your emotional security very strongly. Maybe it's impacting that to some degree, or maybe it might just be a very negative outlook on that at this point in time. Or it could simply be maybe a very depressing and limiting and restricted home and family life at this time, or where one that there's many restrictions and limitations that are associated with it. So anyway, last but not least, Chiron will be in Aries. So the 7th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. So at this time for Libra, I mean, we're talking about Chiron. This could be about emotional wounds and suffering one may go through. Sometimes it can actually reflect actual literal physical ones. Now, at this time, perhaps maybe people you're in a business partnership with, or a significant other. Others in general, open adversaries, might be somewhat of a figurative headache at this point in time. You might be going through some suffering due to lack of enterprise and initiative, and maybe in some cases, maybe dealing with a legal matter. Maybe it's some kind of matter connected with a significant other. Maybe it's something where there might be contentious and acrimonious situations with others in general that are causing a lot of exasperation and maybe some emotional suffering. It could be dealing with volatile open adversaries at this time. And the thing about this too is when you're talking about Chiron, it's all in Aries, you're talking about perhaps feelings of unworthiness. And given, I mean, really, that's the 7th house. Maybe you feel that you don't feel worthy of having a significant other or a marriage partner, or maybe to have close relationships in general. Maybe there's something, maybe you feel inadequate as far as maybe being even a business partner, maybe in some cases, especially if you are one. Maybe there's some insecurities going on as far as that goes. And the thing about this too, you got to keep in mind though that Chiron is the wounded healer. So in these areas where you may be going through some you're going through some kind of suffering or struggling in connection with Chiron and Aries and the 7th house, you can help others deal with comparable situations, and do so with a lot of areas like courage, fortitude, enterprise, initiative, and aggressiveness. Anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment for my Libra July 2018 horoscope forecast. Stay tuned next time where I'll be giving you my Scorpio July 2018 horoscope forecast. Two things I want to get with you on before I head out. Firstly, the stars may impel, but do not compel. And secondly, never isolate any single astrological element, aspect, planetary placement, position, configuration, influence, or what have you, and make an analysis of a person, astrologically speaking, based on this alone, because astrologically speaking, the person is the sum of all their components in their natal chart and not just one. Until next time, people, stay well.